right, Pope Pablo?
Top of the world.
That hears and sees everything you ever heard and saw. Right? But you ain't never heard or seen it. You ain't never seen yourself. It's a part of you you couldn't see. If you could take your eyeballs out your head, turn them around, you wouldn't see it. You see? It doesn't talk. It doesn't go out. But it moves everything you got. See, it allows me to put these words out to convey these thoughts. Right? This is your sun sign. For me, I was born on October the 30th. So people say I'm a Scorpio. But I was born when the sun was more than 240 degrees horizon from the point where it rose today. I was born. So Cancer was right. Really want to know what my sign is? I'm a Cancer. I have the sun in Scorpio. People come to me all the time, well, I'm a this, read me. You're not a that. I need to know what time you was born. I need to know your rising sign, along with your sun sign, because this is the strange mix that composes us. I didn't really mean to come here and give a speech. So, listen, see, cosmic consciousness is not about your personality, though certain personality traits are describable. The chart is about mapping your route, just like you came here with a GPS. You leave your house to say, okay, I'm going to find Stone Mountain. You knew where Stone Mountain was before you got in the car, or shortly after you got in the car, right? Your chart is the same way. As if, you know, if you understood that those planetary stations describe the phases of your life, then you understood what they give indication to, then you would have an idea of what phases we are approaching. And I'm going to give you an example. You know, your spirituality tells you you can control everything. All you have to do is visualize it. See, I want y'all to get real with that. Because there's war all over the world. Stop that with your manifesting ass. Okay? There are people starving less than 50 miles from where you live at. Feed them niggas with your rituals and your hope and your positivity. That's not going to happen. See? We came to this earth to face specific challenges. It's been a challenge since day one. So to delude yourself of the realism, you know, is kind of defeating the purpose, because where is your advancement? There is no such thing as a skilled sailor that has not sailed rough water. So the spirituality is supposed to help us to learn how to get over these obstacles and processes that life gives us, and we're supposed to come out being better for it. Proof of it is, no matter how old you are, no matter what your race is, no matter what religious belief or philosophical system you follow as a child, you just want to learn everything, literally. What does this taste like? Huh? What's it smell like? What's in here? You know, with no, so this is the true nature of a human being. To gather and accumulate as much information that contributes to their survival as possible. Somewhere along the way, we got caught up in our sensuality and our appetite. And we let these things override our judgment, to the point now where we have more regard for the experience and the pleasure that we seek than we do the lives of those around us. See? So we buy things that support causes that aren't conducive to human growth and benefit. We come here today to share to share the energy with people who have like minds and like intentions, though we all have different twists on our philosophy. I am so done.
What up? But, you know, 9, 1, 1, eventually aids up to the 11, so this is a very spiritual walk for y'all too. Think about, as you walk in, like Rod just said, y'all gotta walk with intention. It's gonna be powerful for y'all. Listen, who's first time up the mountain? First time up the mountain. Oh, first time. Woo! Give them a round of applause. First time. First time I walked up with something else. And, you know, the 11 energy is all about spiritual guidance, spiritual teachings. This day is a very powerful day for all of us. And I'll keep it simple. If you're willing to take what you want to get from that quartz crystal, because quartz crystal needs your intention. My brother Rod just gave you some intentional stuff. I ain't gonna say shit, but intentional stuff. So you gotta just take that intention and move with it. Cause we wait for Mama Tasseli right now. We wait for Baba. Okay, Blue is here and everybody's here so far, but Mama Tasseli is one of the energies we wanted to have to make sure she give us the vibe. So y'all ready to climb? Yeah. Y'all full energy? Y'all got y'all water and stuff? Y'all got stuff? All right? So remember, go up there with intention because 11 days like this is all about spiritual guidance, spiritual teachings. And 11, it looks like a doorway. So doorways go in both ways. So whatever you put into that doorway, that 11 energy, that frequency, you're going to get out of it the proper and appropriate thing. But make sure you have intentions, not just for yourself, for your family also. Pray. Because remember, this vortex is open in 2021. 2001, people transitioned. But double 11, the world trade, that was 11. Y'all ain't looking at that. So I dreamt about it 2 weeks before it happened. Me and my cousins, because we didn't like that. And we didn't know what buildings it hit, but it was very important for us to. And then what just happened in Weed, California. Beautiful black county over there. If y'all can still support, because people are dying. Professor James Smalls came on Brother Rick's show, my show, and he said what he had to say. But there's a lot of transition going on. David Arnold just passed on. Elizabeth just passed on. It's a whole lot of energy, but it's a transformation to support our energy. Because I don't call nothing lessons, I don't call nothing trauma and all of that stuff. Lessons can turn into blessings. Sometimes you have hard lessons in life, sometimes you have easy lessons in life. Don't call nothing traumas and curses. They're all divine lessons that you came to flip into blessings. So listen to brother the cosmophysicist himself. Listen to the Numero Veda himself. Listen to all your spiritual teachers and take what you need and go ahead and go. Take what you need. I don't join any more organizations no more. I've been in the Ancestral, the 5%, I've been in all the Islam. Take what you need to make yourself a better person, to keep it moving. All right? Go up here with intention. Because this is and if you want to take off your shoes when you get up there or climb it without shoes, go ahead because it is a quartz crystal. And that needs that intention. You need to go up there intention. So all you new ones, stick close to somebody that's already been doing it. You know, I've done it 10 times already. So my son, he runs up this thing. I'm 55, I ain't got no time. So, but y'all take care of your health, monitor each other as you're going up. Some of the people are older. Take care of your health. They got rescue centers here. I don't know what they're here for. We didn't tell them to come. But feel the land of the indigenous here because this is indigenous land. And Blue is going to explain, Pope Pablo is going to explain a lot more when we get on the top and how all the mountains are connected. So pay attention to what y'all feel and join in with the energy, even if you're way back there and you can't hear it, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the energy. So last time we came up here was 6:11. Now it's 9:11. So I want everybody to give a round of applause to Brother Rob Cool. And give a round of applause to Brother Rich. Round of applause to Brother Rich. He's over there. Pope Pablo and Brother Red. Red Pill is over there. we're here. We love y'all because we love ourselves. I know Rod spoke about love yesterday, but you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Like I said on the mic yesterday, looking at somebody who almost took his life 3 times. You gotta love yourself. Because if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have these brilliant 9 children that I have today, and these 12 grandchildren today. Because I love myself. That I have to leave, but he said it yesterday. But nobody really knows what the fuck love is. Really don't. But please go up there with the most loving intentions, because that's ancestral ground, and every mountain you touch is ancestral ground. Every ground you touch, really, is ancestral ground. So I love y'all and respect y'all, and I'll see you up on the mountaintop like Martin Luther King.
Do you know what this means? Huh?
Masterpiece of ancient volcanic earth. One stone.
Right. Y'all hear them drums?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I knew that was back there.
Take your time, man.
Far to turn back now. Way too far to turn back.
Siti ya we noni ta ya we ta. Siti ga we he so ya. Soti na na mi. Ani wa na no ya we. Soti ya wa. Soti ya do do. Ta yi ta. Ta ni ni no ma. Awa do. Wakigo na wakiyo. Okiki kore yo. Tini na na we na na. Saya wo. Saya waka. Saya wo. Nairo mi. Suki kaya so. Titi ya ye. Did y'all say thank you to Big Mama this morning? This rising?
Thank you, Mama. Mother
Yeah,
Earth.
that Big Mama.
Yo, you gotta say happy Mother Earth.
Yes, yes. Yes. Attitude of gratitude. Gratitude! Huh? Come on, Blue. Pope Pablo.
Give it up for Brother Rich, please, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all can definitely do better than that. I know your cardio was activated.
This oxygen up here?
The ancestors done set the table. Right? They here. They're like, what you got? Let's go.
Yeah.
So, they need to hear us, y'all. I know that track was, was something, We got, you here, you made it. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
They should hear that all the way down at the mountain. You deserve more. Come on, you owe it to yourself. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. It's day 3 of Tasseli's event called the Lexicon of Love, and one of the most resounding things that I've been able to extract from that demonstration is that people are not trained on how to love themselves, so it's impossible to extend love to somebody else. Because the only way that you can love on somebody is if your cup runneth over. I have not defeated that program yet. It's impossible for you to love on somebody else and pour into them and fill into them. So we need to practice self-love. And it's the attitude of gratitude. We call it gratitude.
Gratitude.
So when we rise, and our rising, again, we don't call it the morning because, you know, we're in gratitude. We're not in mourning. We woke up from death. We didn't wake up dead, right? Unless you believe what they say about going to sleep is when you're actually alive. It gets tricky, you know. But nonetheless, you know, your cells, the universe, the cosmos, and then everybody else, which is an extension of that, they're gonna respond to how you respond to yourself. And what do you think is the most important part of your day? Rising. When you wake up, when you open them eyes, and how you greet yourself, right? Because you're cool, you're waking back into the world, but it's you. It ain't the world. You cannot interpret, you cannot appreciate, you cannot interface with the world if not this particular vessel. So just think of it as creator. He's in this starship, this spaceship of yours, and then the lights come on, and automatically you on Instagram, worrying about what they doing, what they did overnight. You're not even journaling your dreams, right? You're not looking at yourself and saying thank you. You're not showing gratitude to yourself. You have to set the resonance or the pace for how everyone else is gonna treat you for the day. Right. So we get on and we jump right online, we on bullshit, that's how our day go. I've been there, I've probably spent like a day when I probably blew like 14 hours. Scrolling. You feel me? Looking for something that was not there, and I'm using my manifesting powers of mentalization to materialize bullshit to keep me entertained. Pretty much probably I was distracting myself from something that I had to do. Right? So you keep looking for hey shit, distraction's gonna keep on coming, and you're playing a part materializing that when we should get up, not touch phones, and get into deep appreciation for ourselves. Right? There's an exercise that I can share that I have utilized to help myself. And me and his brother are writing a book called Gratitude. Wow. Right? About the spirit of gratitude and just really paying it forward continuously. You know, so when you rise, please mama, give it up for Tasseli, please. Help her up, please.
You were comprised of atoms, molecules, and cells, and muscle tissue, bones, and tendons, and veins, and ligaments, and skin, and hair. That's a whole vibe.
It's a whole universe.
A whole universe. That is you first. And I did write a book called The Journey to Self-fullness. And self-fullness came out of a celebration where I was moving into my new apartment. I've been there almost 5 years now, but at the time it was brand new, and I was celebrating with some friends, and we had done a spiritual cleansing in the place. And then we sat down to meditate and chant and just give thanks for the cleansing that we did, because we all felt so renewed. So I just felt so fulfilled, so full of joy in that moment. I was just like, I'm so full of myself. As I was saying that and including the other 3 people as a part of myself when I was saying that. And then I stopped. I was like, oh my God, no. I can't say I'm full of myself. I was taught that if you're full of yourself, you're conceited, you're arrogant, you're vain. But then I thought about it in the moment and said, well, who else am I going to be full of? Who else? And why were we taught that? Why were we taught that we can't be confident, which is the flip side of arrogant? You know, why can't we be that and celebrate and rejoice in that? And so what came as Spirit gave it to me was being self-fulfilled. So I used word, sound, power and put it together and said self-full. Like mindful, self-full. I'm so full of love for myself that my cup is running over. And I have plenty to share with everyone else because I'm so full. Right? And like one sister said the other day, she said, oh, I can give the people from my saucer. She said, my cup overflows and I can just share from my saucer. I said, great analogy. The other analogy I like to use is a very common one. If you ever fly, you know, when the stewardess, the flight attendant comes, and she says, yo, if for whatever reason the oxygen mask drops, put yours on first, then help the person next to you. Right? That's just about self-preservation. And yet, we as a people, particularly colonizers, have been taught to be selfless to the point that we are detrimentally killing ourselves. Well, you need to kill yourself. But you were comprised of atoms and molecules and cells and muscle tissue, bones and tendons and veins and, you know, ligaments and skin and hair. That's a whole vibe.
It's a whole universe.
A whole universe. That is you first. And I did write a book called The Journey to Self-fullness. And self-fullness came out of a celebration where I was moving into my new apartment. I've been there almost 5 years now, but at the time it was brand new, and I was celebrating with some friends, and we had done a spiritual cleansing in the place. And then we sat down to meditate and chant and just give thanks for the cleansing that we did, because we all felt so renewed. So I just felt so fulfilled, so full of joy in that moment. I was like, I'm so full of myself. As I was saying that and including the other 3 people as a part of myself when I was saying that. And then I stopped. I was like, oh my God, no. I can't say I'm full of myself. I was taught that if you're full of yourself, you're conceited, you're arrogant, you're vain. But then I thought about it in the moment and said, well, who else am I going to be full of? Who else? And why were we taught that? Why were we taught that we can't be confident, which is the flip side of arrogant? You know, why can't we be that and celebrate and rejoice in that? And so what came as Spirit gave it to me was being self-fulfilled. So I used word, sound, power and put it together and said self-full. Like mindful, self-full. I'm so full of love for myself that my cup is running over. And I have plenty to share with everyone else because I'm so full. Right? And like one sister said the other day, she said, oh, I can give the people from my saucer. She said, my cup overflows and I can just share from my saucer. I said, great analogy. The other analogy I like to use is a very common one. If you ever fly, you know, when the stewardess, the flight attendant comes, and she says, yo, if for whatever reason the oxygen mask drops, put yours on first, then help the person next to you. Right? That's just about self-preservation. And yet, we as a people, particularly colonizers, have been taught to be selfless to the point that we are detrimentally killing ourselves. You'll see Indian people jamming to hip hop. You'll see Swedish people jamming to hip hop. You'll see people in Peru jamming to hip hop. In Brazil, they'll be doing it with their language, but it's your flavor. It's your sauce. But if you never travel, you don't know your own real value in terms of how the world sees you. And that's part of the reason why so many people in the world are pissed with African Americans.
Talk to them.
Okay?
Talk to them.
They like, okay, y'all broke out, busted out in the 50s and 60s, and then you died. What happened?
Disappointed.
What happened? Y'all got integration, you got living government money, and now y'all just stop. The rest of the world was following us in liberation. And they are mad because we stopped to take a break. They're like, hey, the battle isn't over yet. That's why they have so little respect for us. Because we don't know who we are. But as you come into knowing who you are, as you become self-fulfilled, recognizing that you are enough, taking the time to be still and knowing yourself. Every single spiritual path talks about you being made in the likeness and image of the divine. Every single one of them. They say it in their own way. And don't take my word for it. Please study. Do your own research. Then be still and know that you are God, Goddess. Be still and know that. As Red was saying yesterday, we're in the time of knowing. Previously, it was the time of information, where energy was still in formation. We were just waking up to ourselves as energy. Our energy was just starting to pop. I've been at this for a minute. And through the process of morphic resonance, Dr. Jewel Pookrum reawakened our consciousness to morphic resonance. Look it up, use Google, check it out. It's based on what they call the 100th monkey theory, where there was a study done with one of the monkey species on the continent in Africa, and there were scientists there. They used this monkey group as a control group, and they sent out scientists around the world where this particular species of monkey was found. And they began to teach the monkey, all these monkeys, how to use a leaf as a tool. Because prior to that, these monkeys didn't know how to use a tool like that. So they began to drink their water with a leaf. And these scientists would tag each monkey. By the time they reached the 100th monkey, all of a sudden, all over the world, this particular species of monkey knew how to use a leaf, even though only the control group was taught how to do it. How did that happen? Because of one-mindedness, morphic resonance. The DNA in all of them reached a certain level of frequency, and that 100 reached a certain level of frequency that all of a sudden all of them knew, because they're one mind. That's how when you see a group of birds leave all spontaneously, or a school of fish, they're moving as one mind. For humanity, our number is 144,000. We have already reached that number, family, of people who are awake. That's why the planet is waking up even more. That's our morphic resonant frequency. So, this is a time of knowing. Those who have been practicing, those who have been culture keepers, working the sacred sciences, have been raising the frequency on the planet. And it's usually always the few. And so in that, when you take energy that is information and you begin to use it, whirl it around, work that chi. Work that chi. You do that, you become a knower. because you begin to then take the chi, and as you're focusing, it starts to matter. Because that's where your intention is, right? Where your intention goes, things manifest. That's why it matters. Comes matter. Now, you know that the science is real. Why? Because you just did what you needed to do to make certain things manifest. You're not a believer. You're not a guesser. You've actually done the work, and you have results. Do the work. Conceptualize, visualize, actualize, and you will see it materialize. Period. I am a living example of what that looks like. And trust and know. I have looked like this in various forms since I became a woman. Okay. But first I was bald, but for 14 years I shaved my head. But through Rasta consciousness, which I got to give props to the Rasta community first and foremost, in working with Word Sound Power. They were the ones that said greetings instead of good morning. They said Happy New Day instead of that. They said I talk. You know, they said
Strong in instead of
strong
weekend.
in, right.
And today is
Giving thanks to life,
Yeah.
right? Right. So there are all kind of words you all can think about that have been remixed, remade through the Rastas. And they came as the Lion of Judah and the Lamb of the Most High, and they had their flocks. They started flashing and waving their eyes. Yeah. And considering that our hair is our antenna to the universe, it empowers us to receive and transmit. Give thanks for the beauty that you are. You are perfect. You are perfection. You are enough. That's how you realize. Conceptualize, visualize, actualize, materialize, realize. That's it, Bev. If you don't learn any other magic quotes, you learn that.
Huh?
that red.
Even before Red Pill come on, one thing I want to share with come up here. One thing I want to share with the family before we bring Red and we bring Blue Pill on. This is very important. I want to share this with y'all. One of the most scariest things, as us, the goddess Tasseli said, is as being God and goddesses coming down in this form, in this dimension, is Akhu talked about it. I don't know if Raku's around. Is you are completely dependent on somebody when you are young. So the scariest thing is that we come through the womb, and our parents program us. Most of the times we was programmed the wrong way. We was programmed to think small of ourselves. We was programmed to think we were ugly. We was programmed to think we wasn't smart. And it takes our whole life to conquer this program. So a lot of us have what's that word when we don't like our parents? What's that word I'm looking for? Resentment for our parents. One of the main things we need to do, family, is forgive our parents and the elders that was around us, because a lot of us feel we got fucked over. And we all been through trauma. Don't look at me, Blue, Red, Tasseli, and think we different from y'all. I had a traumatic childhood to extent, he did to extent, she did to extent, all of us. And we all carry a certain resentment from the elders. Forgive them, for they did not know what they did. Right. We are here now. Now we know what's up. We awake now. We change it now for the youth that's around this family. Get rid of that resentment we have for anybody. That shit is over with. It's over with, all right? And I just want to say that because we carrying baggage with us, energetic baggage that's preventing us from tapping into the knowledge that's coming through right now. So get rid of that baggage, and you can make room for this energetic downloads that's coming through. With that being said, let's bring my brother Red Pill on. Woo!
Y'all give it up for all the rich. Give it up. Mama Tasseli. bag, my book bag was like 50 pounds. But I did it on purpose. I said, this is for all of the risings that I woke up at 6:30, 5:30, and was like, nah, let me just get a few more minutes, and then woke up at 5:30 p.m. So, the fact that I got up, I was like, to climb this mountain or this crystal, I'm gonna put some pressure on my back. I'm not gonna take the easy route. You feel me? And there's elders that are on this mountain that was like jogging past me. Please give it up for them. Carry their seeds up here. You got mamas. I seen them carrying their seeds. Give it up to them. This is 1 mile up. You got little children that braved this mountain and climbed up. Yeah. Give it up to them. We living in the age of experience. This is all about the experience. It don't matter if it rains. It don't matter if Jesus comes down from the cloud. If you experience it, it's yours. Right? And Spirit is telling me that the sun's finna come out. We about to see our powers. We've been in the mist. But the mist or the morning dew is special. Let it fall on you, right? Don't feel a kind of way, you good. I'm here to remind you to stay protected. A lot of great things are happening in Atlanta. Like Mama Tasseli and Rich said, we babies. We gotta forgive whoever got us here, right? If not for them, we probably would not be here. Nothing is happening happenstancely, right? So, but we're babies in this journey right here. And we're like each other's parents. Henceforth, while we gather, right? So we could remind ourselves that the tribe is here for each other. This journey up the mountain is similar to this journey in consciousness, right? It's foggy. It's cloudy. That's right. This shit hurts your glutes on the way up. There's a lot of weight on your back. You be wanting to give up because of the mist. You can't see the mountaintop. Some of us make it to 90%. That little rock down there with me. Then we just went up and then they give you that tap out rock. Back down. You can leave. There. That's what this is. We get it to 90% and we tap out. Right in front of us. Right there. Right there. Right? It's better when we do it together, right? For those who went up as a group, you know what I'm talking about. There was this energy that was lifting you up, right? So it's better with tribe. It's a little bit harder when it's just yourself. We need each other. Don't allow anybody to come into this community and compromise the spirit of tribe. Because they may be antisocial or socially awkward and they just want to stay in their basement all day. Don't let that influence you to be an outsider to something that you got that's beautiful, right? And that's tribe. Once tribe gets it together, we become family, right? But we babies. So we gotta play around. We need some play dates to get to know each other, right? We need to build, we need to go through some things so we get a little bit tighter. You know, back in the days when we was in the schoolyard, it took that little fight in the schoolyard with the homies to be like, you my nigga. So if we don't have any challenges, that means we don't have no potential. You feel me? But we here, we came down here to Atlantis. We didn't leave New York. New York is here. We brought it with us. Exactly. We came here to save our city. That's right. We came here to save our city.
And based off of the work that we're doing on these crystals, our city is coming back. You know what I'm talking about? It's coming back. And it's gonna be better than ever. You know? And we are coming to your city. We're not just in the A, we coming to the Carolinas, we coming to Texas. If y'all can come to see us, we can come to see you. We coming to Virginia, we coming to Cali, Miami, you name it. Nothing is gonna stop us from coming outside, because doesn't this feel better than looking at us through the phone? Oh, We really real, we not no avatar. That pillar's not 4 feet high. I'm gonna leave it at that. I brought something that I call altar candy with me, and those are sacred stones for your altar, right? So if anybody want to continue that spiritual journey, you gotta see me after the whole situation that we're gonna do. But I am eagerly awaiting the sermon of the one and only, right? Yeah. No baloney. Pope Pablo. Pope Pablo. Pope Pablo. Ever since Pope Pablo been poping, a lot of things been moving around. Ding dong! Ding dong! Let's talk about how the great divine speaks through signs. Let's talk about how this day is divinely aligned. Let's talk about how the universe is conspiring for our success. We threw the date out there, right? Then we didn't even know that there was going to be this moon around. We didn't know that 9/9 was going to be the beginning of this, you know, this retrograde, and things were going to open up. We didn't know on 9/8 that a certain entity, a certain power was going to be removed from the throne that they usurped. That's a false prophet right there. That ain't no real queen. The only queen I acknowledge is like
Okay.
only Elizabeth that I know is Jeff. So, black woman, black mama, black daughter, black sister, right? There was a woman on the throne. Because they talk about the patriarch. No, there was an evil, wicked witch on the throne running shit. Yeah. Ever since every single one of us was born, damn near. Right? And we live in a new day now. Yes. You didn't even think it was possible. But we live in a day where the potentiality and the possibilities are endless. Right? So we are here, right? Like Sister Myra said, Daughter Earth, Mama Universe, we are here to assist in the restoration of the throne of our set by any means necessary. Right? So let's walk in our power, let's talk in our power, and let's live in our power, and let's live in the know. So repeat after me, right? I know. I know. I am God. I am God. I know. I know. I am peace. I am peace. I know. I know. I am love. I am love. I know. I know. I am loved. I am loved. I know. I know. I am everything. I am everything. I know. I know. I am the universe. I am the universe. I know. I know. That I know. That I know. Peace.
Get all these.
A lot of people believe
Yes.
it is, or accident or free chance, circumstance. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Crazy. All right. I plot the planets around my chart, so I know what days of the year the sun is gonna run into them. So it was and I've been doing this for years, so it's a matter of habit now, right? So when Secret told me that the festival was going to be on September 10th, I said, that's my Pluto day. See, Pluto is a planet that gives us indication for change and transformation, for growth, evolution, and further development. Wherever you think you are, you got a long way to go, baby. That's what Pluto said. So it touched my Pluto degree yesterday. Now, I was born in 65. I know that sounds like... Now, Uranus was like 1/2 a degree from Pluto when I was born. I'm gonna give y'all the cold significance of this when I'm done. My first time. So today, Uranus is conjuncted and lit up by the sun.
Wow.
So now understand this. Yesterday it rained and it wasn't as crowded as Tasseli as I expected. I got my crowd today, didn't I? What's deep is Uranus rules crowds and it rules heights. So the fact that the sun would touch it on this day while I am at a height, in a crowd. Right? That is what you call the fulfillment of an alignment that occurred years ago. Now this is the real catch. You know he's a Virgo, right? Yeah. I had this shit in the sign of Virgo. He the one who invited me here. And a lot more. So now understand that. Because the sun right now, for everybody, is in tropical Virgo at the 18th degree. This little section of Virgo has to do with selfhood. And Virgo deals with improvement. It deals with work in progress. So let this little trip here be the beginning of your new work in progress. What this trip reminded me of. I used to run 13 miles a day. I was proud and arrogant with that shit too. Shit on niggas. Yeah, I could run 18 miles. Get used to it. This hill right here, said, yeah, what happened? Bet you ain't running right? So this is the day to remind me that I need to work on myself some more. No matter how old I get, these milestones, I ain't got so many of them left. So I better take advantage of them while I can. And you too. I don't care how little young you are. This life is ephemeral, man. It's short. In hindsight, I can see my first day of school, kindergarten, like it was 2 weeks ago. I remember the little girl that I sat across named Kim. See? She wrote her name big as shit on the paper. So then, Virgo also deals with cleaning the house. It's the part of your body that cleans house. So it's your intestinal tract. Remind you. Let this day remind me. Eat cleaner. We start the day. Live healthier. Start the day. Start looking out more for your people. Today. Because this day, the sun is in a place where you receive that energy. You can carry it along. You plant your seeds in the spring, they'll be fruitful in the fall. So use this day as your day of spring for self-improvement. In 9 months, you will see a whole new body, a whole new mindset, a whole new attitude. And don't take these words and just say, you know, damn, I feel good. That's real. You're going to see me. Tasseli, Akhu, Brother Rich, Brother Blue, Brother Pablo.
¿Cómo está? Gotta bring out some of my Cuban. Dr. Pablo. It's the word Ashe alone. It's a number 7, which is a spiritual name in numerology. 1, 1, 5. Ashe. 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 And Mama Tasseli, she born December the 18th, and the word love in Pythagorean adds up to a number 18. Ashe. Ashe. In the Chaldean, it adds up to a number 3, and she's born on the 12th. She's born in the 12th month. Equals a 3. Ashe. Ashe. So that's why she gives with love. And we must learn to give with love. And myself and Akhu do what we do because we love you. I don't do numerology because that just means the study of numbers. I do numerovation. And this whole frequency from 9, 11, 20, 22 adds up to a number 8, which is an ancestral number. Hey! So hey! The ancestors. Hey! And it's a number 8 that's doing it. Yeah! It's my ancestral energy. Yeah. And from the time I met Rich years ago, him and I have been on the street. Pablo and Blue Pill, all of us been on the street. And I told Rich I'll never stop supporting him. So y'all see my advertisement. This is King Simon, yo. But y'all get to see me live. Yeah. And in full effect. But we do these things. We do these things from the heart. And for the first time ever, my son came up on the mountain with me.
Hey, the future is bright. The future is bright. Hey.
This is my oldest son from my second wife.
Aye.
From the past. And they grew up in the nation. But you know, today is also Ethiopian New Year.
Hey! Hey! Set it straight, Rasta!
So big up to Ethiopia.
Set it straight, King!
Because remember back in the day, Queen Elizabeth.
Hey! Set it straight, Congo! Set it straight, Congo! Set it straight! Set it straight!
Because when it came to His Imperial Majesty sitting at the table with Elizabeth and all the rest of these crazy people, they had to give them the head of the table. The Ethiopian emperor. They got pictures of it. They had to sit at the side because they had to respect the oldest sovereign in the world.
The original!
She recognized it.
Precedent.
They had to make it happen. That's how they set up that table. So like I said, down on the bottom of the mountain, because it's an 11-day family, and 11 is the master number of spiritual connection, spiritual understanding, spiritual insight. Use this land because it adds up to the number 8, that 11-8. Once you add that all up, my family, it adds up to a number 10, and that's the wheel of fortune energy. Take and put intention, like I said down there. If I would have, like I told y'all, if I would have done what I had done from 8 years old, I would not have these children. So it's a blessing to see and love myself enough to have children and be able to converse with them. So love yourself enough, because just being up here is a loving, loving, loving thing. I love myself, that's why I love you. I love myself, that's why I love you. That's why, like Tasseli said, it's ours, numerovation is mine. I put it in the lexicon, it's gonna be showing up in 5 years. That's my word. Came down from the ancestors. So you take what you love for yourself spiritually, energetically, and put it out there. Because nobody can stop you if you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to do to help others, because it's all about helping others. And what we do is help people. Because help people, heal people, hurt people. Misery love company, but happiness love company too.
Yourselves again, family.
What a holy host of free willing contributors. Hey, what a holy host. Hey, how many ancestors we done gathered on the mountaintop, King?
Talk to him, brother.
How many ancestors free willingly up here?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, man, what a holy host. Yeah, what a blessing to be one in the number.
Yes, sir.
You can't take a moment for granted. Not in a time like this. No, not in a time like this. Yes, we here. Yo, we here. And faith moves mountains. Faith moves mountains, King. Yeah.
Because the thing is, we know that the dominion or the discovery or what they call a discovery or what they call, you know, all of everything fucked up here started because of the church. What I'm trying to say. Right? May 4th, 1493, Pope Alexander VI, he issued a papal bull, which is a decree from the church. They call it the Incubation, right? Or the Doctrine of Discovery. And he split the world in two. Now, for somebody who's never been to America, you're gonna split the world and give an entire country a side of the planet that you've never been to. That's very fucking arrogant, right? So he split the world in two. He gave one side to Portugal, the east, and he said, go conquer in the name of Christ, because it's an extension. What they practiced was called Christendom, which is an extension of what Constantinople or Constantine created when he merged Rome, the empire of Rome, with the church. And they figured that they could masquerade domination and dominion under the sign of the cross to say, okay, we're gonna conquer in the cross, but they do it by the way of the sword. Now, if it's a Prince of Peace, how you gonna push peace on people at the point of a sword or the barrel of a gun? Right? If it's peace, you should be able to offer it, put it on the table like a cup of clean glass, and it should say, okay, well, you know, we got these customs over here where we are doing human sacrifice and rolling people down the mountain, because that's what they say about the Mayans. Right. Right? I want to try your thing out, so maybe I'm just going to go and... That's not how they did that. Right? They went and they decimated entire populations of people, and they stole their riches, and they were masquerading using this covenant of Christ in order to do this destruction around the planet. So if you have it in your heart, you know, because a lot of people grew up around Christianity, you know, a lot of people grew up with it in their home, a lot of people just grew up with love and peace in their heart, right? And this motif of the character named Jesus Christ is a motif of a character who has a heart in his hand, right? He represents the constellation or the sign of the sun, or the sign of Leo, and the symbol of the sun, right? And Leo is the sign of the king. And the sign of the king resonates with the heart because the king is the highest servant in the land. Not the person who has the most amount of servants. The king is the person who serves the most amount of people. You feel me? And you gotta have an open heart, you gotta have love. And again, that love has to flow overabundant in order for you to give, in order for you to be there for yourself, for your family, for community, right? In order for you to love on people that you've never even met. You have to have a level of love and abundance, right? So you have to have a self-care regimen and program for yourself. Don't take it for granted to think that you got it to give, right? Because you'll deplete yourself, and then when you need to get some of that love back, it might not be there. And then you grow resentful. You feel me? And then you grow resentful. So make sure that you are practicing some sort of self-love ritual. So I said in the rising, when you get up, you know, before you touch anything, before you touch any, you know, tablet or phone or any of those things, you should develop a self-love ritual for yourself. Now, there's different things that different people do. Very easiest thing that you can do is just hug on yourself when you get up, right? Just commune with your own personal being. Like, God, I love you, man. I appreciate you. I can't do this without you, right? Your love for yourself has to be unconditional because it's non-optional, right? The minute that you give up that particular covenant, the minute you rescind that particular contract, then it's time for you to go, right? So if you want to extend your days, You have to love on yourself. You have to remind yourself every single day, I need you. I appreciate you. I'm not taking none of this for granted. Because I wasn't responsible for waking me up this morning or this rising. So immediately, when I come back into this plane, I come into it with gratitude, right? Creative force, whatever you call it, whatever's responsible for tapping me and waking me up, because it wasn't my alarm clock. I slept through that shit. God did. Right? It was that thing that nudged me. It was like, get up, it's time. Right? That thing that continues to give, whether I'm hard-headed, whether I'm ignoring it, right? It doesn't give up on me. You feel me? It knows me. It knows me enough to say I can't give up, right? You still need some work. So for that thing, you have to be in full gratitude, right? And then you can go out into the world and start extending the things that you have for the world. But if you haven't given it to yourself, you shortchange your entire existence. You feel me? And you're gonna deplete yourself, attempting to look cute in the eyes of other people who can't see you.
Read that again.
Right?
Run that back.
Can't see you. Right? It's impossible for somebody to know you if they don't know themselves. Right? Hence the fact that we should never fall into the trap of judgment. Right? I cannot judge you for I know not you, because I know not myself yet. This is an internal know thyself thing until I tap up out of here. Right? And then my life is in review after the fact. You know how they do, like, when you go to Christmas past and shit, they be like, look what you was doing. Yeah. So you're not gonna know yourself until it's all said and done. Right? You still, can't fall into judgment. That's a trap on this plane. You know what I'm saying? They say that, that only God can judge. And there's a reason for that. Right? Or that creative force. Let's say even you and your higher self, if you want to consider it that. You'll get your opportunity when you get to weigh your heart against a feather. That's the judgment. Right? Prior to that, you still are given all of the opportunities to make mistakes. So I don't know if they said that the guy died for your sin and shit. We out here sinning. Sinning and grinning. You're sinning as well. This is our ascension protocol. Right? Identify what it is to ascend, right? And like he said, somebody beautifully put what that journey entails, the way that they set this mountain up. This mountain is a metaphorical symbol of life. And I've been going through this in these airports, these past few trips that I've been taking. An hour on the waiting line for the baggage, an hour security check. Then you gotta get on the train. And then you get to the top of the terminal, and it's like T18, but you in T1. And that's why I start slowing down at. Like, let me get my breath. The spirit is like, it's not over till your butt is in the seat. Right? You looking at your watch, you think that all right, I'm in good timing. And then you start taking your time. Just to find out that you was a minute too late. Right? It ain't over till it's over till it's over. Right? It's not over till it's over. Yeah, we could take a breath. Yeah, we could take a break. But don't allow yourself to get cemented in the cement. You feel me? So we have to always remain fluid. We have to remain moving, right? We gotta move. We have to be asymmetrical. We don't even move in straight lines. Don't be predictable, right? You gotta stay dangerous and stay safe at the same time. So I want to go right into Genesis so we can understand what all of this is about and appreciate it, because the sun is coming. Right? Genesis 9:8 to 9:11. Right? It says, then God said to Noah and his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you and every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all these wild animals, and all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I establish my covenant with you. Never again will life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. So we not worried about the water, because the water ain't gonna kill you. Okay? The water is a reminder that a flood is coming, and that flood that's coming don't necessarily have to be one that deals with particular quote-unquote water, right? There's a different type of flood that may be coming. You feel me? And what we know, what we represent, and what the people are gonna wake up to on their phones, there's gonna be a flood of love coming to them, right? So again, give yourself permission with these words and these scriptures to replace them and make it believe what you needed to believe for you. You have every right to do that, because they damn sure doing it. They got 1,000 transliterations of the word, right? Let's go to Proverbs 9:11. Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. You understand? Wisdom. It didn't say knowledge. They say wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. So you hiking, right? You having the knowledge of what the mountain is. We did whole presentations on it. Now you participated in it. Now you've done something extra for yourself, your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system. You know what I'm saying? Your lungs are saying thank you. You feel me? Your glutamol might be on fire. Guess what? If you was able to do 7 squats yesterday, you're gonna be able to do 9 of them in about 3 or 4 days. You feel me? So much comes with pain, right? Appreciate pain, embrace it for what it is. It's a lesson, it's an opportunity to grow. That's all that is, right? So we go into Judges 9, 8, and 12. And the commonality across the word in the scripture dealing with a lot of this stuff from 9:8 to 9:11 or 9:12, kings, they keep talking about royalty in these particular scriptures, because again, I believe, and it's my right to believe, that we breathe life into these particular words. We can change a dead letter religion into a living testament to serve us, right? Because we come from these households where our mamas, our aunties, they was in that book, they was in that Bible. And a lot of us grew up around it and we couldn't make sense of it. We were traumatized by the experience. We got into consciousness, but a lot of people still brought their Christianity with them, right? No judgment. I'm just saying, if you're here with it, let's show you how to operate it, right? So we can utilize, you can utilize it to your advantage. Get back to this. So Judges 9:8 to 12. One day the trees went out to anoint a king for themselves. They said the trees went out to anoint a king. They said to the olive tree, be our king. But the olive tree answered,
Respect the stage.
family. The olive tree answered, should I give up my oil by which both gods and humans are honored to hold sway over the trees? Next the tree said to the fig tree, come to be our king. But the fig tree replied, should I give up my fruit so good and sweet to hold sway over the trees? Then the tree said to the vine, come be our king. And it goes on and on and on. But these parables are speaking about what? Not everybody wants to show up to serve. People got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And being a king or servant to again, a king is the servant to the highest amount of people in the kingdom. You feel me? Not everybody wants to show up in service like that, right? The concept of quote-unquote leadership takes a lot. You got to be responsible for people that you don't even know. You have to be responsible for people who are not responsible for themselves. You feel me? You got to trust people who don't trust themselves. What does that look like, right? And I say, damn, I can't trust nobody that can't trust themselves.
Right.
It's very simple. If you got intuition that told you to do something and you ain't do it, you can't trust yourself. And I can't trust you. It's that simple, right? So it's important that say, oh, men got to get in contact with their divine feminine. That means that they have an issue trusting themselves. Because the divine feminine is intuition, right? And if men were so trusting or in contact with their divine feminine, they would get the download, right? And then we would see a lot of less of what we see in the community, where men, unfortunately, because they haven't trusted themselves, they run. right? And it's a lot that's going on in our community that has to be addressed, right? Because what we have in all, the majority of us have in common is that we healing for traumas that happened in our childhood. That's across the board. You don't meet too many people that's like, oh, I'm still dealing with a trauma that happened in my 20s, or my 30s. Everybody's talking about this formulative stage in their lives, pretty much from the years about 0 to 13. And something happened that we're still attempting to overcome. So that tells us that the most important time in our lives are those formative years. So the most important time of your life is when you a parent in the first 10 years for that child, right? You got to get this shit quick so you don't pass it on to these children. Because whatever our parents didn't know, whatever happened, that they was asleep at the wheel, that something happened with us, right? You have to make sure that that doesn't happen to your progeny in the future, right? So we got to be super, when they say consciousness is awareness, you have to be super hyper-focused and aware of what's going on with your children's life in the first 13 years. You have to be there, right? And in social media, we got these whole new set of distractions. What was our parents distracted by?
Drugs and music.
Right?
Drugs and money.
So now, times that times 10. Because there's more drugs,
More money.
right? There's more money, and the music is off the chart.
And they keep playing the
Right.
same trick over and over again.
But they've amplified it. So imagine what our parents was up against versus what we might be up against. Right? Don't think about yourself, look at the children.
That too.
Well,
Yeah, this is more, yeah.
Perverted sexual energy.
Watermelon water?
Watermelon water for anybody that needs it. We got a few gallons over here. Y'all need to replenish. Come and tap in. It's for y'all. Available.
Mama Tasseli, thank you for blocking that sound. Perversion.
Yes.
Been that demon. Been undermining everything we trying to do from long time. Perversion is that thing that we got to change. Yeah.
I'm gonna close with this last passage, y'all, right? And then we're gonna get into a meditation led by Mama Tasseli, all right? 2 Corinthians 9:11. Corinthians! It says, you will be enriched in every way, to be generous in every way, which through us will produce thanksgiving to God, right? Or what's called gratitude. Because that's all Thanksgiving is. So again, you will be enriched in every way, right? To give in abundance. You can only give if you have to give, right? Stop forcing yourself. Do for self before you do for others, and that's not being selfish, that's being self-full. You feel me? And then the blessings will continue to come. And with that, family, I want to say peace, love, and light. Thank you.
Into this huge meditation, y'all. This is the most beautiful part about coming up here.
Mama Tasseli, might we offer, perversion is not just a distortion of sexual behavior. Folks that work the law pervert the law. Perversion is a distortion of any original order from original order. It don't just deal with our sexuality. All of us have been perverted if we're in this thing what they call America. This ain't how our folks was from the days of origin. Perversion don't just deal with sexual distortion, but it's that too. Perversion is anything taken out of its original order and made into something else. So perversion ain't just, our inability to maintain relation functioning. It is our disconnection from the original order of which our foremothers and forefathers existed in harmony with nature. Yeah, so we have to, right to perversions, we have to recognize them in ourselves. And when we do that, what happens? Now, we're no longer subjects of remote control. We're no longer subjects of other people's agendas. When we deal with the humility of forgiveness and recognize the perversion that are our undermining, our underpinning. It's not just the sexual dysfunctionality, which is real. It's the disconnecting from the original order, the natural ways in which we connected with the heavens and the earth.
We about to get started with meditation. One quick question before I pass this to Tasseli. For those who don't know, because we came up in consciousness on a conspiracy tip, a lot of us. Why do you have your hands like that with their arm in your hands? Some people may think that's some type of, Masonic thing. Why are you like that right now, my brother?
My ancestors ride with me, King. Come on. My ancestors with me right now. All right. Hey, my ancestors with me, King. They say you made it to Atlanta. How dare you not climb the mountain? How dare you not be one in the number? This holy host, the folks free willing, climb the mountain at the crack of dawn. How many generations have we been waiting to be one in the number of such a congregation? So as a Rasta man, me cite how, this here union, how I work my hands here is whenever I do my best to be connected with my highest qualities of character. There you go. Yeah. Whenever it's time for me to bring all them generations of blood, sweat, and tears that ride with me down here right now. You know what I'm saying? To be, what you say, preparation and opportunity. Those are two key ingredients for progress. You know what I'm saying? If we prepare and we're ready, then we can really make change real time. We can turn the table real time. Long time they were waiting for I and I to just recognize who we are. And more time, what? We offline. Connection failed. We so preoccupied with our perversion. Connection failed. So for I, as the youngest of 5, raised amongst lions, and that thing rests upon my shoulder. What did they tell David? David, stay at home. Somebody got to perpetuate the line. But the Most High come in the form of an angel and say, no, man. This judgment that's facing your whole lineage, that's your judgment. All right. That's your judgment. And no, even his own folks, when he go amongst what they call, the man, what they want to call him, Goliath. His own family, like, yo, what are you doing here? This ain't your place. This ain't your thing. The rising. What he tells us right there, Grandma made it up here, look.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, we're going to get into the meditation. Y'all gather your breath. Where's Tasseli at? Blue, let's lead this meditation. I think we're ready for that type of energy right now.
Brother Rich,
We ready for that energy.
one stone changed everything.
Yeah.
One stone changed everything. One stone turned the tide. Turn the table and fix the tide. One stone. Yeah. One stone turned everything.
Come on right here, family. Meditation time, y'all. Meditation time.
Hey, please, let us honor.
Yeah, meditation time, y'all.
Please,
Can we have a little silence?
honorable.
Akhu!
Amen.
Akhu!
Amen.
Akhu!
Amen.
So what we're going to do is to salute the 7 directions first, so you can stand and do that. And as we complete it, then you can find a comfortable place to sit or to continue to stand and just go into the meditation. So, so some of you already know how to do this because we've been doing it. But for those who do not, I would do it one time for you so you can see. It's a very easy repetition. So how many people know what the actual 7 directions are? Well, I know you know. Somebody that's not red or blue or brown okay. Or a sign, big sign, or a dome. Okay. Yes? You know the 7 directions?
We have east, north, west, and south. And we also have above, below, and the 7th one is within.
And so it's a very simple movement, and it's a yoga asana as well. So for those of you who want to do yoga, but say I can't do all that bending and twisting, this is a good one for you. For those of you who may want to do yoga every day, but don't necessarily always have the time to do one of the longer asanas, this one will take less than 5 minutes. And so, essentially, you're starting in prayer pose, and you can watch me first, because then we'll do it all collectively. Can you hear me now?
I say.
Okay, I'll talk louder. You know what? I've had 5 children. I've given birth to
Hey.
6. I've had 5. Y'all know I got a voice.
Hey.
So we start in prayer pose, and we say, give it to the sunrise, so we can just see for ourselves. But we have been doing it this way.
It's that way. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back.
No, we good. Hey, listen. Hey, we all work together.
Yes, sir.
That's all that matters. Let's get it right. We good.
So bring your hands as you inhale into prayer pose. Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We honor the divinity in all.
We honor the divinity in all.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We honor ourselves.
We honor ourselves.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We honor the earth.
Giving thanks for life.
We gather its abundance.
We gather its abundance.
In our cheese. Honor heaven. Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
Honor the divinity in all.
Honor the divinity in all.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life. We honor ourselves.
2 steps to the right. Life.
Giving thanks for life.
Life.
Honor the earth.
We honor the earth.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We gather its abundance.
We gather its abundance.
It's abundant.
Honor heaven. Honor heaven. Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
Honor the divinity in all.
Oh.
Giving thanks for life. We honor ourselves.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We honor the earth.
We honor the earth.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
We gather its abundance.
We gather its abundance.
Abundant.
Yeehaw. We honor heaven. We gather its abundance.
We gather its abundance.
Abundant.
In our seed.
In our cheese.
And honor heaven.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life.
Honor the divinity in all.
We honor the divinity in all.
Giving thanks for life.
Giving thanks for life. We honor ourselves.
That we can activate the positive aspects of this time. And how do we do that? By looking at the process of what Mercury in Sankofa means. So Sankofa means to go back and fetch it. The positive aspects of Mercury in Sankofa tell us that it's a good time to be introspective. It's a good time to be still. It's a good time to complete old projects, things that have been unfinished. It's a good time to take things out of the closet, clean them out, dust them off, throw them out, release them if they need to be released. It's a good time to connect with people that we haven't been in touch with in a while. It's a good time to prepare so that when Mercury goes direct, we are ready. It's actually an incubation time that we get to give birth to our dreams, our aspirations, and to heal ourselves.
Ashe!
So let us recognize that we have the power within us to do whatever it is we choose. Sometimes meditation has to be a moving meditation.
That's right.
Okay? And even though we're in Mercury and Sankofa, because we are the living temple of the Most High vibration, wherever we go, there we are. We recognize that our body is the temple and we are the living spirit. So as we move and groove, just set your intention to be thankful for things that you initiate yourself or that someone initiates with you. Express gratitude for the things like the sun coming out that we didn't technically have. And we also want to have gratitude. Gratitude is also about the fact that, you know, things are done in our behalf, whether we want them to be there or whether we have anything to do with it or not. Like the fact that there's air. Okay, as humans, we
Yeah, the brother to the east. How you doing? How you doing?
I love that phone.
Peace, peace. It's glad you made it out here. Glad y'all made it. Peace, y'all. Y'all see this family? It's beautiful. Beautiful, y'all.
All white. I'm digging the hat. Oh, you want to take it?
Peace, peace. OGI Triller checking in of King's Treasure, crystals, gemstone jewelry, everything handmade, all natural. Shop with us online, etsy.com/shop/King's Treasure LLC. King's Treasure Customs on IG. Tap in with the music at o.g.i Triller on all platforms. Bless you. New music out, more on the way.
Yes, my Instagram is babylouababywop.
Okay.
Jimmy Lou, remember that name?
You feel she's good and good, and you give her all the mommy love you can. You can stop, okay? Whenever you feel it. There you go. Smile.
My third time and I made it all by myself.